Hey everybody, I'm putting salad together, so I thought I would come on and show you how I do the salad here anyway. Kale is readily available and arugula, so I'm doing a green mix of kale and arugula, and then I put that in one bag, and then I chop other things and put it in another bag. So I thought I would just show you what I do. So here's my kale, and I just try to chop it up real small. And I actually chop up the whole darn thing, stem and all. I like it all. I don't strip it. I like the roughage. I like the chewiness of it. To me, it's satisfying. It's the whole food. So I just do the whole thing. And I know some people have to massage it, but I like the toughness of kale. So I just eat it the way it is. I really like the dragon kale too, but they don't have that here. This is the kale they've got. So this is what I eat. And I checked out a different store on Sunday because Banana Fresh is closed on Sundays, and they had chard there. So that's another option I have if I get tired of kale. But I really like this kale and arugula combination. So I just rode down and picked up some things. And that's where I thought, well, I'm going to do my fixing. I might as well show you what I do. Because I always make salads on the road. They're so satisfying. They satisfy my chewing needs. And like Dr. Furman says, chewing's important. So I try to really chew my salads. So this was just here at the Airbnb. So I put the kale in here, and then I stick the arugula in, or vice versa. Nothing scientific. It's just whatever I need to do first. And the arugula is already washed. And I just wash the kale. I guess usually I put the kale on the bottom. And when I bring the kale up, I snip it to make it smaller. It's easier to cut it with the scissors than chop it with the knife. And that's my greens. Then I brought Ziploc bags with me. So that, because I knew usually on a trip I need some. I usually bring some Ziploc bag and some Tupperware like containers to store things in. And I'm always using them, either on the bicycle or if I'm on some other mode, like a car or a van, or in this case, we had to get everything in the suitcases for the airplane, or in a pack anyways. We each carried a pretty good sized suitcase, but one that we could manage because, we're on foot. We used the airporter to get to the airport. And then we asked someone to drop us off where the airport porter could pick us up, which was maybe 2 miles from the house. So we try to use public transportation whenever we can. So I'll put this in Ziplocs. And I got a couple here. Not sure how many it'll take. But I've got a couple. I've got small ones and large ones. Which I'm only finding the small ones, of course. There we go. So I know a lot are using the Skechers now. And that's a good idea too. It's kind of gray outside. It was a little bit cool out there, but it's warm in here. So maybe I'm having a hot flash. That's very possible because I'm feeling warm. So I read Dr. McDougall's program for ultimate weight loss because Zena mentioned reading it at the Saturday check-in, and AJ has talked about reading it. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and try out Audible again and grab it. And so that's what I did. I looked for it in the library, and it wasn't available in the library. So, and I'm actually still checking that out to see if there's an interlibrary loan for it. But so far, they're telling me it's not available. So I got it off of Audible and I listened to it. And one thing I picked up from that is he limits the fruits to 2 a day for ultimate weight loss. And I've also been reading the Potato Reset. And Janine, she does the Potato Reset to get her tastes more simplify her tastes again. And I thought, well, I don't know. I feel like I could always use that because I have a tendency to overeat the veggies. So I thought, and you know, maybe potatoes. I don't know. I haven't gained anything, but I felt like doing some experimenting because I'm here all on my own, and I've got the opportunity to do that. So and Dr. Goldhammer said, just put fruit in the salad. He says, don't eat it as a snack. Include it in your salad. So that's what I've been doing. And so I've got some strawberries and blueberries, and I still have a little bit of apple. I have 1 banana left, and I'll eat that sometime on a ride before it gets too black. It's definitely showing signs of age. Put this away later because my refrigerator is getting full. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. So amazing how all those greens fit in this one bag. I thought I'd have to use 2 of them. So then I got all the other stuff, the fixins, and I keep those separate from the salad. And I've got them all washed and draining in the sink. So gotta have red cabbage, right? I love it. Love this red cabbage. I usually leave the outer layer off. Get all the good inside layers. So we do a hefty serving of cabbage. So the other book that I had 2 credits on the Audible for trying it. And the other book that I've been reading is Joel Fuhrman's Eat to Live. So I've always wanted to read that one too, and I haven't gotten around to it. So I've been listening to that one today. And both he and Dr. McDougall, of course, they go through all the science, but still interesting to listen to, even though I've heard it so many times. I still pick things up when I listen again. So I've been listening to that. And so far he hasn't gotten into the actual meal plan. And since it's the Audible book, I don't know how much he's going to get into that. But if he says it, if there's anything I pick up, I'll let you know. There's my red cabbage. I've been watching High Carb Hannah too, and she's on a lot less on YouTube. I guess she's done so many things, and really I can see where there's only so much because I'm going to get pretty repetitive too. Like today I was posting both my breakfast and my lunch on Feel Fabulous Over 40, and it's pretty much the same thing. Except at breakfast, I had red lentil soup, and at lunch, I had some roasted potatoes. But my main meal is salad and roasted veggies. So I sequence, as is taught by Chef AJ and Dr. Goldhammer. Start with a salad, and then your steamed or your roasted veggies. And if you're still hungry, then you eat some starchy veggies. So I'm keeping things simple because I'm getting ready to go to True North next. That's going to be at the end of this month. And I'm thinking I'm going to fast. So they want you to eat real simply before you go. So I'm starting to get ready for that now. And I tend to rebel at holiday time. I like to get even stricter at holiday time because of all the chaos and the propaganda and the pleasure trap. It's my way to boycott compulsive overeating or eating non-compliant food. It's crazy the way we were manipulated all those years. I was manipulated, and talked myself into feeling deprived because I couldn't eat all that awful food that's so terrible for us, poisonous to our systems. Could have shortened my life. I don't know. So far I'm good, but gee, I mean, look what happened to Jessica Croft. Something could come along so fast and then change my whole life forever. And I love my life. I love my life the way it is. I love riding my bike all over, being active at my age, and being able to work out and still hop on a treadmill and get on the floor and go traveling. I mean, traveling is pretty strenuous. It's not for the meek. So I hope to keep on doing it, but I sure don't take it for granted. Radishes. You ever roasted radish? It is so good. I mean, it is a root vegetable, so why not? And the first I roasted them was with Dr. Will Bolshevik, his fiber fuel menu. He has you roast root vegetables the very first week. And I thought, when he said radish, I thought, radish? Don't you just eat radishes raw? I had never had a roasted radish. And, they're delicious. So it's fun, the new things we're learning to do with this lifestyle. And I just love having the website because, gals, everybody has so many wonderful suggestions. So I'm hoping with our pod we could share more with my Kitsap County Podsters. When I get back, I want to have a potluck. See if anybody's interested in coming. Let's share some food. So I got cut up red cabbage and cut up fennel. I hope you all know about fennel. It is so good in a salad. I know you can roast it too, but I just like it raw. As I prefer beet raw. And that's another one that I never had tried before. I heard about it from Chef AJ to eat beets raw. And I've been eating them raw ever since. I prefer them raw. They're so good. So there's some radish. I don't want to spend your whole day just chopping vegetables, but I really enjoy it. Some people don't like chopping vegetables, but I prefer chopping my veggies. So beets, I think beets are great raw. And if there's a little dirt on them, that probably gives me my minerals. But I wash them real good. I scrub them. Just chop them up. I went over to my Airbnb host and I said, "Can you sharpen this knife?" And she did. So it's still not great, but it does the job. I've had really good luck here with the, figuring out how to use what is available here. It's fun. I make it a game. Figuring out how to cook with what's here. And of course, there's a thrift store nearby, and I wouldn't hesitate to bring something in if there was anything, but there wasn't a darn thing at the thrift store in the form of an Instant Pot or an air fryer. So there is an oven here, and I've been just roasting things in the oven. That's really all you need. An oven and a stovetop. Some of the Airbnbs don't have either. They just have a microwave. And then I just cook with a microwave. Just do what you've got to do. That would have been tough because I don't have my rice cooker with me. Although there is a rice cooker here that I've been using, which was really nice. And I've been using it to cook rice. Stephen loves rice too, so when he was here, we went through a bag of rice pretty quickly. But since he's been at the retreat, I've been cooking potatoes. They have wonderful sweet potatoes here. And then yesterday I went up to visit him, and he was cooking for the group, but he had 18 potatoes that they decided they didn't want because I think the group is a little bit more keto oriented, and they don't really understand what we eat. I guess they thought the only option they had was vegan, and so that's what we put for Stephen. And their thinking about vegan was just that we don't eat animals. They didn't realize that it included anything, related to an animal, like eggs and milk. And, I think they were thinking vegan is vegetarian and no fish. I don't know. But there was definitely some confusion. So when it was Stephen's turn to cook, he was going to make him, first he made him a big, huge thing of pasta. And then he was going to do a baked potato bar the next night. But I don't know. There was apparently quite a reaction to all the carbs. And so they asked him not to do it for the next night. But there was a big misunderstanding. And it actually got cleared up later that that's not what they meant. But he didn't do the dinner, and so he wanted me to take all the potatoes home. And of course, I can't say no to potatoes. So I carried the 18 potatoes and 3 huge orange yams home from Undaring, which is 20 miles over a trail, over the Heritage Trail. 10 of it on the Heritage Trail and 10 in residential area. But it was fine. Those electric bikes, they just carry anything. I hardly even knew I had it, except for I stopped at one point and the bike fell over. I mean, I jumped out of the way, but it started to go, and I couldn't stop it. It's just so heavy. All the stuff in it. So even with these green onions, I chop up the whole darn thing. I eat everything. If I was a dog, you'd call me a black lab, because I used to have a black lab, and she ate everything too. So I often saw the resemblance between her and I. We're both tail waggers, and we love to eat. So I've got beets, radishes, fennel, red cabbage, green onion, and one more thing. No, that's it. So I just take this and I stick it in another Ziploc bag. And then when I serve up a salad, I do some of the green and some of the mixed mix. And it disappears pretty quick. I'll just do a couple of handfuls of this. And I have some tomatoes. I have some tomatoes, and I got some strawberries and blueberries, along with Dr. Goldhammer's saying that if you're going to do fruit, do it with the salad. I just put the strawberries and the berries right in the salad. And I went through all my mangoes and oranges, so now I'm just doing my dressing with lime and balsamic vinegar. And they just have the 6% here, so, you know, like I say, I keep everything simple. And who knows, you know, maybe I'll learn something new. Mainly how simple it can be. And I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. I have no complaints. So when it's time to put the salad together, I just pull both these out and I stick this in the bowl and then some of this in the bowl. And then I heat up my mixed veggies. And usually I roast some roast some potato in the oven, either the sweet potato or, either the sweet potato or I've got purple potatoes, red potatoes, and white potatoes. And now with Steven, he's got russets that he's given me. So I'll have some russets, which are fine roasted. And I actually do have some corn. I love the white and yellow corn mix. I mean, it's corn on the cob, but it's the cob has both white and yellow. So one cob, I figure, is about a half a cup of corn. So for dinner, I'll have salad and corn on the cob and some sweet potato. So I actually have been having 3 salads a day. So I'm going to post that today on my site just to show that you don't have to eat something different every time. I mean, I'm in a rhythm with it and I'm enjoying it. So that's how I'm eating. And I think it's true what AJ says, that you eat a little less when you don't have so much variety. I'm somewhat of a novelty seeker where I make different recipes, but I'm trying this because she keeps mentioning it, and I think it's a good idea to try. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, so that's pretty much all I wanted to say today. And know that I'm still learning a lot about how to do these things. The live stream, of course, is the easiest because I don't have to edit it. But I do think that there's value in recording and learning how to edit. So I'm learning about that too. And I'm learning about doing reels and the Instagram. It's all very intimidating. And so I figure it's good for my brain to start looking at that kind of stuff and just seeing if I can pick it up. See if old dogs can learn these new tricks. So have a good day. And actually, it's nighttime for you guys. I think it's 10:14 p.m. I still got home time on my computers just so I can sort of keep track of what's going on at home. And here it's Tuesday. So you are Monday night at 10. So tomorrow the challenge starts. That'll be fun. And I will talk to you guys later. Okay. Have a good night, everybody. Sleep tight. Sweet dreams. Bye-bye.